Lamborghini.
We're back here sitting in front of Brazil post dinner, and Thomas is going to tell us a bit about what's going to happen in the future. Thomas, you were saying something about the death of social media.
Well, the death of social media as we see it today.
All right.
It's going to become lighter weight as handsets morph into much smarter appliances, and they're going to because they can, and because they have to. Because who in the right mind is going to buy another one of these? Really, at some point in time, like you said about this thing you're using, it becomes. I mean, really, the most
bloody edges are
the
annoying.
most inventive thing that Samsung could come up with is lighting up the goddamn edges. Give me a break. That's so stupid. I mean, who cares? What you really want is you want it to be a high performance tool with great HD. You want it to have good sound. You want it to be able to project and move.
Thomas, I want to hear what you have to say about the death of social media as we know it today.
So these things will morph into a much more useful, much more generalized appliance. And the kinds of software tools that will be able to be run on them, because first of all, we're going to have 100 megabit LTE in the sky everywhere. You're going to have Wi-Fi at a gigabit everywhere. And so you're going to be able to move around a lot of data, a lot of stuff. And so what's going to start to happen is instead of having to have all of that stuff visible to you here, it'll all be in the cloud. And the kinds of things you'll be able to say, I'm interested in this. And the Suris of the world and the Cortanas of the world are going to be smart enough as your avatars to be able to bring to you and learn what you care about. And it'll constantly be moving through these milieus that will no longer look like web pages. And that's what they do today. You look at Facebook, you look at any of the social media, Twitter and so on. They all basically look like websites. Who cares about a website? You want it to be an environment. You want it to feel like what you're at. Where are you right now? Who are you interested in talking to? What do you want to know about? And those things will all start to be much less application oriented and much more environment oriented. So that the thing you carry around, and it might end up being your watch, are going to be smart enough that they're going to be able to do these things for you, and they're going to sort of automatically know to look. You're here, you're with me, therefore certain things, and they're going to be...
Wait, Thomas, so what were you saying about Apple being a car company?
Oh yeah, well that's clear. They're hiring all the best car people they can hire right now.
Really?
They would have put their whole auto division in a separate facility, even away from where their brand new headquarters is in Cupertino.
Okay.
They're going to be a car company. They're going to also be... I mean, how many more phones can you sell? Right? I mean, at some point in time, they got to migrate from that model. They're making most of the money that they make good money in the handsets. They're making most of their money really on the services and the content. So if you figure they move that stuff away from there, ultimately everybody's going to catch up. Before too long, every Tom, Dick, and small company from Xiaomi in China to some company in Peru are going to be able to build a handset as good as an Apple. They're going to have all the cool operating systems. So who's going to want to spend $800 in China or $600 in Singapore or $450 in the US on an Apple? I mean, why would they do that? Because you're going to be able to buy a $90 handset from China or from Peru or from Bangladesh that's going to be just as good. Yeah. So it's got to move away from that. Yeah. It's got to be a better, bigger, smarter appliance. It's got to have services. It's going to be about the environment of the services. So iOS today, it's going to look like a file system. It's not even going to be interesting. What's going to happen is these environments are going to get created. Avatars are going to live in them so that they're going to begin to take on your personality. They're going to constantly be looking for things for you. And as they start to look for those things and they learn what you care about, how you live. I mean, for me, I've got a 2.5-year-old handset. Why? Because the only things I care about on this handset are actually email, my contacts, and a couple of pictures. I mean, there's nothing else. If I had better games, I'd like it. But, I mean, there's nothing on here. So it's going to learn that that's what I care about to carry around with me. Will it end up being my watch?
All right, Thomas. Who's going to bring about this death of social media as we know it? Just the natural, the movement and technology?
Well, clearly, some of the players are smart enough. Google's smart enough. Facebook's smart enough. They'll do that. Apple's smart enough. But there aren't very many others that are actually smart enough and big enough and can afford the money, the infrastructure, the access that you need. it's going to be a combination of a lot of stuff. So it's going to be great communication technology, including these very high performance 5G networks that are in 5 and 6 and 7G, whatever. Very fast wireless networks. Wi-Fi at very high performance and very secure is going to be pervasive. It's going to be everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's going to be a ruckus terminal somewhere that's going to light up the sky right around you. Same way with these mobile operators. They're all going to offer 100, 200, 300 gigabits per second.
Thomas, look, program's running a bit long now. So we've got to wind down. Any last words of wisdom for the listeners?
Invest in Facebook.
No, are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Facebook will be one of the survivors.
All right.
Short, get rid of Pinterest, get rid of Twitter, get rid of all the stupid ones because they don't do anything.
What about Disney? You're saying something about
I love
Disney.
Disney because they have content. They make content. They make real content. And they own franchises. Platforms are everything. Point products are nothing. Platforms are everything. You build a platform. It's called Star Wars. You get to have the Star Wars platform and it migrates. It gets better and better and better because the technology they use and the stories that they write are going to be better. And also there's a history. It becomes a lore. People know what Star Wars is. They know what a Wookiee is, right? And who a Darth Vader is. I mean, everybody knows what the Force is, right? So as you start to have that
So
lore,
you're saying fourth quarter earnings going to be really good?
Oh, that's going to be good.
It's going to surprise.
I think, well, I don't think it'll be a surprise because Star Wars is coming. First quarter next year, that'll be the one. Then after that, they announce, get rid of the stock.
All right, say bye to everyone, Thomas.
Bye, everyone.
That's Thomas, one of the smartest people I know. Okay, bye all.